Hi, my name is Michael Leben, and I founded Emmi 4 years ago after spending more than a decade in dysfunctional markets that were simply doing too little to reduce global emissions and mitigate climate change. In the last 18 months, we have witnessed four 1 in 100 year weather events. Now, these bushfire floods, hailstorms, and rising seas are only going to get worse with climate change. But this is only part of the story. You see, the rapid reduction in global carbon emissions now needed to combat climate change is creating a whole new set of risks. And these carbon risks have the potential to cause far more severe financial damage than weather events over the coming decades. And companies know this, but will only do something when financiers actually make them. Luckily, all major financial institutions are realizing just how much money is now at stake. Problem is, they don't have an easy to use tool to understand carbon risk and actually do something about it. With Emmi, they do. You see, we produce the globally consistent Emmi score by benchmarking company carbon and financial data against international climate science targets. Institutional investors can now understand their portfolio exposure to carbon risk and take action with problematic companies to avoid financial loss, whilst also saving the planet. The StartMate journey has been an amazing acceleration. The ecosystem and mentors have refocused us to become the product-led growth company our impact mission requires. And this has led us to smash our customer and product targets and raise the bar on growth and funding goals. Next up for Emmi is our commercial product launch on May the 4th. Be with you. And to close our $1.5 million capital raise to become the global industry standard on carbon risk within 2 years. You're on mute, Doug.
I'm on mute. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. I'm Doug English. I'm one of the mentors in the StartMate program. Lucky enough to be working with Emmi, and I'm here with Michael, who is the CEO and founder of Emmi. So, Michael, aren't there a lot of ESG solutions out there tackling this? How are you different?
Yeah, thanks, Doug, and hi, everyone. Yeah, so there certainly are a lot of ESG solutions, but they're all really quite qualitative, subjective, and they're often extremely broad and globally inconsistent with black box methodologies that make them more green marketing than investment tools. We see Emmi is different. Everything we do is built around financial risk and grounded in the globally agreed climate science, ensuring objectivity, transparency, and global consistency. After all, capital is globally transportable, so any carbon risk tool needs to be applied in a globally consistent manner. And our process is that transparent, I can actually summarize it now. What we do is we translate complex climate science into 3 distinct and easy to understand global carbon budget risk bands, scored out of 100. We then overlay global economic data to calculate 12 carbon ratios that are in line with each of these risk bands. We also use company financial and carbon data to calculate these same 12 carbon ratios for any listed company. These company ratios are then benchmarked against the global ratios and scored out of 100. We then aggregate the individual ratios and give a final Emmi score out of 100. This produces a consistent and financially diverse carbon algorithm which investors can use with confidence to make better investment decisions to avoid financial loss as we transition to a low carbon world.
So the eagle eyes out there would have noticed that you are launching commercially in May, but you're only going to start seeing revenue in the second half of 2021. Why the lag?
So this is a deliberate launch strategy. We're employing a time-based freemium strategy to reduce friction and onboard the majority of Australian institutional investors by August. Because you see, AGM season in Australia generally September, October, November. So we have an opportunity on board the majority of the market on extended free trial to get them understanding the product. Then when the AGM season rolls around, they'll move to a fully paid subscription to be able to proactively engage with companies over carbon risk at the AGMs when they need it. And we're also aware that asset owners set budgets in July for external service providers. So by offering them time-based freemium service, we're able to get in front of them in May and June, so we're included in their budgets post 1 July.
And for those interested in finding out more, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so either michael.leben@emmi.io or see our website, emmi.io is probably the best way.
Great. You're on mute as well, Ryan.
Perfect. I was just saying the next session we're going over to is Sakona Battery Technologies. Thanks, team.